Now, only 16 days into the new year, 2023, I can tell you what, Premier League of Eswatini, the M10 Premier League is taking another shape. When we talk about taking another shape, I'm talking about the results. So far, we're into day 11 since this season started. So I can tell you a lot of surprises I expected. Hello and welcome to this edition of Libhola Eswatini, where we look at some of the things that are making headlines locally when it comes to football. Of course, in the absence of your usual host, Patizam Sibi, I'll be with you for the next hour, where we look at mostly giving attention, the Premier League of Eswatini, day 11, games that played over weekend. We look at game by game. You know, some of the games that we just have to look at what are the teams doing to try to improve. Remember, if it's only 11 games played, it means only 15 games are left for the end of the season, because if we've got 14 teams, each team has to play 13 games. So doing the math, it explains how we're only left with 15 games. But it has to draw up to later in April or May. So a lot of surprises will be taking place. Some of the surprises that we saw over the weekend, it's the so informed Green Mamba taking on Mbabana Highlanders at Galanga Stadium in Steg, where the results, of course, were in favor of Green Mamba. We look at the ins and out of what Green Mamba had to do that day to ensure that they get 3 points. The supporters were there in their numbers, sitting to an area we've once said ingot lenza ngoba nangabe vele kunemlandzelo unga limala from that area. A lot can be explained or highlighted, but this is not their fault as Balanzele. We're talking about how the facility does not actually have an area where these supporters can sit and watch the game. We'll touch on that. But once we also have to touch on one of the biggest game in the land that also took place over the weekend, Manzini Wanderers against Mbabane Swallows. And of course, this game had a lot of memories, especially from Mbabane Swallows supporters and the team that was actually honoring the former team director, or rather chairman, Victor Gameze, who passed away 5 years ago, exactly on the same day when the team played, on the 14th of January. The year was 2018, now it's 2023. So a moment of silence had to be observed over the weekend. So this was courtesy by the Mbabane Swallows club, carrying that placard just to show their supporters were sitting the other far corner of the Mavuso Sports Center. So we'll touch on that. And the message, of course, that had to cut across to the Premier League. Memory of Mr. Victor Maradona Gamez, forever in our hearts, gone but never forgotten for his leadership. All that live here on Eswatini TV, through YouTube, through your Eswatini television app, and through your school channel home. We are going to have this beautiful, beautiful show. We'll be in the company of our in-house veteran legend so far in the country, Linda Dlamini.
Fabrice, ngiyabonga ngakuthuba lokukhulu Fabrice ngivusele wema-loyal viewers. Finally, we're back. Libhola Eswatini sikulethela imidlalo ye-English Premier League, Fabrice. It's been a while. Ngiyahlosi babukele. Basolo bafuna balambele Fabrice ukuthi siphinze sibalethele lawo ma-games lokungenani ema-games lang-2 noma lang-3 noma lang-4 if possible. Lengicabanga Fabrice ukuthi thina nawe we know ukuthi how much the team behind the scenes effort leyifaka ukuthi kude umbukele ama-loyal viewers athole the best.
Cha kufaka on the spot master. Maybe ngona. Ulandzela bani koja pheshe Europe?
Arsenal.
Ngoba usite wena sibalethele imidlalo English Premiership. Shokuthi vela usemudini khona lobo ubukela ngeweekend.
Sorry M10 yeah sorry.
Yeah, futhi nabangangibuda abantu ukuthi abakubona stadium ngithi hayi bowukhona kuhlele ku VIP. Yeah ukuthi bobukela ama games English Premiership. Now master sabukela ama games, but singasho ukuthi these were the first game ku 2023. Before sifika kula games, were there surprises we were expecting? Maybe sibone this season iqala late in October, January, yes sesibuyile, but nasakuphela umnyaka bobuka ukuthi maybe team B, team A, team C, team what can come in January and make surprises. Before we look at day 1 of 2023.
Fabrice, if ngibuka around all the Premier League teams, I think angithiwe ama surprises lenginawo lengwabukako kokuqala defending champions iRoyal Leopard, the way lecele ngayo isizini bongeke ugathe ukuthi iRoyal Leopard after Emma games lang 13 is it 13 years after sorry not 13 11 games
yes,
after 11 games le wadlalile ingathula ama point lamancane kangaka we know the history i-Royal Leopard ithi ngawina i-league kanye iwine kabili iqhubeke iwine kathathu but look at that iyo shaywa i-Denver Sundowns iyaqhubeka nekungadlali kahle ngicabanga ukuthi for me Royal Leopard at the moment my biggest surprises kulandzele iManzini Wanderers sitawukhuluma ngayo le game leyo but ngicabanga ukuthi all round the performance this season ayikabi ngulengiyo I know ukuthi some of the teams Madlenya nayo ithi tena ifika first 8 games beyibonakala ngathi kuyiteam ledlala kahle this past weekend beyidlala neMountain Pirates yakhala phasi iMadlenya lengicabanga ukuthi it was a tight game beyidlala emavuso before igame ye Swallows nayo iManzini Wanderers so ngicabanga ukuthi the two teams for me Royal Leopard Manzini Wanderers ngiyo ema teams lengasho ukuthi angisurprisingly this season.
All right. Now, this is week 11 or day 11 of the Premier League. A total of 17 goals, Master. If you've got 14 teams, which are 17 games within the weekend, average of maybe 1 point something per game. So, Staqala ngane Manzini Sipets against Young Buffaloes. Sibone ama results 4-1.
Bengingakakathi Fabrice ukuthi iManzini Sipets ngakhala phasi ngemagoli angaka kuyo iYoung Buffaloes. iManzini Sipets against ama big teams ngiyathi ukuthi ihle wanika inkinga. And in fact inayiqala nje season before i-second round iManzini Sipets isuke ingatsinzeki. Young Buffaloes babuyile kule game le Saviola ngicabanga ukuthi naye le season akayiqali kahle kakhulu but he was able ukuthi athole ibrace kule game le so naye 5 amagoli kule season le ngicabanga ukuthi naye nakabuka personally is one of my favorite players ku league so if
goal scoring machine
goal scoring machine if I recover iform yakhe abuya formini ngicabanga ukuthi kancane but for Sipets ngicabanga ukuthi ku next game kudzinga ukuthi ba pick up iform bathole lokungenani i-draw.
Young Buffaloes Master nasibuka ukuthi it's a team, it's Young Buffaloes, it's Leopard, it's Green Mamba, it's Swallows. I think these are the teams for the past, should I say, 8 to 9 years. Champagne by M10 Premier League. And whenever they are leading, what I've noted after maybe from 12 to 13 games, chances are by Itats.
Yeah.
Are they back? Because 2 seasons Leopard by Itats and Ngomish. Can we say they are back, Young Buffaloes?
Fabrice, if utawukhumbula last season first 3 games yaluza iYoung Buffaloes kwakhuluma tindzaba but second round bakhona ukuthi babe sebabuya and bawendile ke ema changes ku technical bench yabo this year head coach nguStoff Mandla Dlamini is back with the team abekhona in fact mangifika la ngicala ku analyze ibhola abebambe the first game lengayisakata la Young Buffaloes versus Manzini Wanderers September 2012 it was Mandla Stoff abambile as a caretaker coach. He's back with the team. He's been with Mbabane Swallows as head coach wabuyela ku Young Buffaloes wasesoyabu last season kwakungisabelo mnisi ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice if angaqhubeka yena Stoff they call him Stoff mhlambe labanenge batacansi nickname yakhe Stoff if angaqhubeka agrind lama results kanje I think Young Buffaloes can go all the way by winning the league because if utawuthola 4-1 against Manzini Sipets ngicabanga that's a good result.
Before we leave the game itself, the shape up within the team, bashinja coach in terms of the blood.
Sabelo Mnisi is still there. It's still there. Yes, it's
yes,
still there.
I'm talking about someone who's calling the shots now. Yes, someone who's calling the shots. Players within the team, some of the key faces bakona. But I think now you'd expect them to say, this should be their year. Nangabe Saviola once back into the score sheet, you would also sense Gutsi Leopard Aiko form in Gulamalang in terms of their results. You would think maybe they're tighter contenders. At this point in time, 70% ungabaniga ama chances ukuthi bangayithatha.
I-league Fabrice inconsistency. Ngicabanga ukuthi onke ama teams lafuna ukuwina i-league. I-consistency imqoka kakhulu.
Now, you have it. That is Young Buffaloes already so far in 11 games. I can tell you what, they've got good points. We look at the log later on and see how many points they have. Kelly's against Tambuti.
Itepi yaselibonjeni le izange le game lena seke ibelula. Remember ukuthi iThabankulu Kelly's coach wayo nyalo ngu Ace the veteran. I think slowly iThabankulu Kelly's now ibuka the way yena understand history yakhe Ace ngihlale ngithi mina
One of the best coach in the league.
If we have coach lo njenga Ace lo bamba irecord, in fact there are only 3 wabo coach there are only 2 wabo coach laba wine ileague ka first division bahamba bayiwina ka Premier League. In coach Ace with Ilovo with Young Buffaloes. Coach Koki with Malanti Chiefs with the Mbabane Highlanders, Mbabane Solos, may he so rest in peace. Ngicabanga ukuthi labo bo coach labo wine first division bahamba bayiwina ka Premier League, yes. But ke Fabrice Kelly's, yes, Tambuti they missed Pinda Kininza in the midfield because they got suspended, but the way Thabankulu Kelly's I yakha ngayo Ace, these are the games lata booster khona spirit, because if your team, if your players atawukhona ukuthi awine ku derby, then confidence booster ku team yakho. But for iThambuti coming into this game yabone Thabankulu Kelly's kunengilo lokwendekile, including yena coach Mandla Sputla, coach Sputla Zwane ukuthi uhambile kule team labanye bathi khona, but ngicabanga ukuthi leti indzaba leto as someone lo serve I team last season. Remember wasina ke fika atosebenza na King Clay last season bakhona ukuthi bayiserve le team. The players understand is a legend wahamba wadlala ku South Africa for eMazulu. So ngicabanga ukuthi if a legend like him team ingamhloniphi, then the players aqala question leadership ye team.
Kelly's, of course, we saw their performance last season, but I think within the top 5 last season. But coming to this season now, it's a derby, yes. Sometimes now we are derby master, within the results, but there's too much at play. Coming to this season now, these are the 2 teams. Who has the potential? Staybugi logo, but since the season, Nabuga agu impressor so far. Fine, ukona coach Ace Mkumenga, but in terms of the club's form, team they say form in Wanyana within these 2 teams.
I think Thabankulu Kelly's. Yeah, Thabankulu Kelly's without a doubt. Besides lokuthi bayiwinile derby, ngicabanga ukuthi iperformance yabo, yes, coach Ace uyafika as new kule team, but ngicabanga ukuthi le performance vele bese idzinga lenhlanhla litakunika ama results.
Beautiful stuff. Still looking at MTN Premier League games, some of the games that played over the weekend, the day 11. 7 Dreams against Nsingizini Hotspurs. You would expect Nsingizini to nail this game, but look at what happened. 2-2.
Yeah. Ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice i7 Dreams isurprisingly Nsingizini Hotspurs, because everyone bacabanga ukuthi Nsingizini Hotspurs ingayiwina le game le. Remember ukuthi Nsingizini Hotspurs towards the end of last 2022 yadlala ema big games and yakhona ukuthi ingakhalphasi kulawo ma games lawo yadlala ne Mbabane Highlanders yadlala ne Mbabane Solos. So ngicabanga ukuthi ku draw against i7 Dreams 2-2 for them. Yes, they still have a game in hand, but for them ngicabanga ukuthi akubaniki that nakuza ukuthi babuyele ba compete for a league. For i7 Dreams ngicabanga ukuthi kubo confident booster, because good draw against a team lokucabanga ukuthi iya competela a league 2-2 badlali lokhu kuyabavula ingcondo ukuthi okay, if singakhona draw Nsingizini Hotspurs, why not the likes of Mbabane Highlanders, the likes of Mbabane Solos, the likes of Young Buffaloes?
I know that the transfer window, Master, locally, it's open today. 10 February, which means teams now can get new players. But in Nsingizini, I think, you know, when you get to hear some of the things that coming from the camp, are they really competing for? They won the trophy, or they just want to finish amongst the top clubs? I mean, they have a trophy from Momo Cup, but now Babuga status sub. I mean, the team now is impressing everyone. It's in close league. Make a statement, maybe come next year strong, or we want to make a statement this season.
Fabrice, ngicabanga ukuthi every team inako ukuthi nasifuna ileague nasifuna ekuphetheni kweleague sifuna sibe sekuphi ku2 years ku3 years sifuna sibe sekuphi. Ngicabanga ukuthi if khona director lode iplan le kanjalo akadeserve kuba sebholeni. So ngicabanga ukuthi insingizini North Spurs inayo le plan yayo. For me, I think this season dikhulise le timbanzi wendele ukuthi lesihlahla sikhona kusima,
but they can get and play they want must.
Okay, Fabrice.
Kuya ngalo mdlalo ukuthi ngiyafuna yini kudlala.
Listen, Fabrice. It's not about kuthola any player. It's about getting the right combination, the right players, and the team spirit. Because ungabathola abadlali ebese labadlali abasabi motivated enough. Kuthi ngawuthi le tinvo leto tihlale uti balance sinsile. Wathi ukuthi if this player X is good, ngiyamfaka lapha ngimfaka na player B, but awukhona combine because team spirit nayo. Ngithi ke Fabrice, insingizini this season for me lesihlahla khulisani banzi. Ungatsheli ukuthi sitati letithelo letinkulu tita utatitfola. Yes utatitfola leletincane. Mumo cup uyitfolile. Confident booster kubadlali bakho. But next season so uyaqala ke ukuthi Jens sikhonile ekuceza sing number 3 sing number 2 maybe ku league. Why not singabe number 1 next season? Timbanze tale team setiqinile. Lesihlahla sesiqinile. The storm nasifika. Lesihlahla ngeke siphephuke lula.
In other words, trust the process.
Exactly.
For 7 Dreams, are they just adding numbers or you see them maybe staying in the league?
7 Dreams, Fabrice. Remember ukuthi nabo nabaqala nabenyuka ka first division. They had Tobias Ntuli. One of the only coach to win first division iminyaka ilandzelane with different teams. Won it with Vovovo 2 years back. Won it with 7 Dreams last season. So lo wahamba waya kunsingizini kusuka kwakhe ku7 Dreams. I think kube nayo impact because kunyuka na coach afike anishiye ka Premier League kanti bese nimjwayele ahambe ayingisingizini no Spurs. Ngicabanga ukuthi naloko kuhlukanisile wefika gcina iyachubeka isizini uyahamba gcina Dlamini kuthiwa uyo unveilwa kuphi wagcina nga unveil. So nayo insingizini ngivile ukuthi kungenteka Fabrice unveil one of ema local legends. Watch the space in the next few weeks.
Why don't you break the news here before we get to read it? Maybe
Fabrice,
don't tell us the name of the legend, but describe the legend.
I think Fabrice recently beka coacha ngaphandle kwale live Ulswati. Okay. Beka coacha ngaphandle kwale live ku ABC is it ABC Mtsepe League. Yeah.
Enough so qitsi. Sengiyabova. So uya kunsingizini.
If personal terms agcine afike egcineni.
Beautiful stuff. Moneni Pirates against Madlenya, one of the clubs to play beautiful football in the league. Moneni Pirates. Better njani kule season kulo mnyaka master. He watched that game, but Madlenya was quite difficult to break in terms of defense. But they managed to get 3 points. Better njani Moneni Pirates kule season. Do they still have what you like from them?
Fabrice, uma ubuka iMoneni Pirates, ithi tena iqala isizini ba-eda i-technical bench yabo. Mkweta Costa wasebenza naye Thembela Dlamini. Thembela Dlamini last season isizini yaqedwa nguye. Then iDenver Sundowns icosha noma iterminator icontract ya iCabot Masosha. iMoneni Pirates naya eligolide sebalahlile ngale Watersto Sebenda. I think is one of my best coaches, one of my best tactician la khona ku local football iCabot Masosha. iMoneni Pirates ufikile khona and uyaqala uyayibona le team ukuthi that Moneni Pirates style of play, that Moneni Pirates lendlela labadlala ngayo seyiyabonakala nyalo. This result I think even though we know 1-0 to Madlenya is not an easy side.
Very.
Not an easy side. So kuthola that one goal bese uba ne clean sheet against Madlenya ngicabanga nakhona lapho it's a good result.
Madlenya, now we've talked about other clubs like Seven Dreams, Laboyaga First Division. Bagupha siphi isithombe kule season master. Now to yababuka in terms of performance. They had to break in terms of penetrate and everything. Once you get that 1 or 2, it's enough for you. But bagupha siphi isithombe master in terms of their competitiveness kule season there, Madlenya.
Fabrice, if a team later uqhamuka ka First Division, it'll figure first few games, ibonakale ihleti number 2, number 3. Ngicabanga ukuthi sukungatele to at nombolo. As much as labanenge bangathi ngumlilo wemaphepha, kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi mina the first few games ngiwo la decide kakhulu ileague and the last few games, because if utayicala kabi league utawukhala lekugcineni tathi kube kanti kube akasebenze ebholeni. So for Madlenya ukuthi bangaba a team isizini yabekuqala ngca badlala ka Premier League, but nawubuka the way labadlala ngayo bakhonile ukuthi first round bashaye yona iManzini Wanderers. So ngicabanga ukuthi yes, Manzini Wanderers these days team lengasho ukuthi iyastrugglisha, but the name itself isho enough. So ngicabanga ukuthi ema games la kanjalo badlali bakho engqondweni yakho bachela something low, and they have a player elone magoli amaningi this season. So ngicabanga ukuthi if a team like Madlenya itakunika ema surprises against ama big team, nakhona iyakutshengisa ukuthi ayikete nje kuto at nombolo.
Now, beautiful stuff. We're still looking at some of the games that played on day 11. Now, the next game that maybe might be longer than the other games that we discussed above is Denver Sundowns against the defending champions, Royal Leopard. I think Royal Leopard, we don't even have to go to the history of the performance. I think this is their worst performance in over 3 to 4 years. In how far they are playing now, in terms of results, where they are standing in the league. When they got master, not only are you aware of the issue, the corner maybe, but we are going to just to talk to the players on a personal level, even the coach, even the officials. What's the problem? These guys, they played CAF. They impressed almost everyone. Recently, because of COVID, there were issues. Maybe if we could have maybe qualified to the group stages. Babuya next year. Bazama close to get to the group stages. But we could see that there is something about them. What's happening with this team?
There is a lot, Fabrice. Some of the things angifuni ukuvakala kabi, Fabrice.
Lokuyibhola, yes.
Yeah, lokuyibhola sikhuluma ibhola.
Yeah.
Sikhuluma ibhola thina. It's it nayiqala season. Kwavela indzaba ukuthi in fact, Fabrice, siyathi ukuthi iRoyal Leopard, some of the players basebenta as emaphoyisa. Police officers. Some of them inabefika ku Royal Leopard. Imbiko lesiyitholako ithi they were promised ukuthi batoqashwa.
Wait. Sicela kuhamba nawo.
Yes.
Mina ngifana ukuthi ngihlele ekhaya ngifuna ukuvutha uthini. Ngiyathanza tindzaba hence ngiko ngiyithathele.
Okay.
Khona abadlali beba kule team bangakacashwa.
Yes.
Bangibadlali nje.
Yes.
Baholela ukudlala ibhola.
Ngikhuluma ngama-stars.
Masters.
Yes.
But babathembisa
big
ukuthi
names.
yes, bayathembisa ukuthi cha hayi nani. Akusikuthi nidlala ibhola kuphela, sitanqasha. Okay, sesihamba nawo.
Then
Nakuqala season.
Yes. Then kwavela sikhala sekuthi kunetikhala labafuna ukungena babe ama police officers, so nabo they had to apply. Kwathi nakuqala le first phase yekungena kwebamve college kwangena only 2. Then kwadala i-confusion
With the squad Yellow Leopard.
Yes.
That has got more than 26 players.
Yes. Kwadala i-confusion some of ema players lasala ngaleso sikhathi. That's not the main issue, Fabrice, because but kusendleleni kuloko. Kwase nangena lo 2, some of ema players atibuta ukuthi i-future yethu ikuphi if singeke sinikwe nakulesithenjiso kona. Kanzi kungenwa ngaleti gaba. Nakungena nakuqhamuka the second phase bangena labanye, third phase bangena labanye. But already, Fabrice, kulukhuni kubisa i-confidence kubadlali. Already labadlali mentally balimele. Already isizini lapho iyaqhubeka. Yabona? now you have to uthole ibalance between badlali laba sekolishi badlali laba ngekho kolishi laba sebentako. I think i-Royal Leopard ithi tena ibuya carve the bigger picture or the long term goal labadlali ababadrawishela ngaphasi.
Master ngicela ukuhamba nawo ngiyakuva club structure injalo ku Leopard, but sisebholeni njengana ukuthi sinza tindzaba tebhola as a player utsanza kudlala ebhola noma unema expectations, because mina lenguva kuwe fine, you don't do it for free, kukhona lokuncane nofuna ukuthola, be it through salary or anything, because kumanje kunema teams rafana nabo Wanderers badlala at some point, and even if not even at some point nanyalo bana 4 months at some point bebangaho 4 months but bebadlala. So le bhola sidlala ngoba si motivated or kunema expectations, because from what I'm hearing is that the players then were performing because they are motivated, because they are expecting something, but kahle ibhola bengekho.
Fabrice, i-passion, i-loyalty ayizange seyikwabhadala ama-bills.
Number one, so ngiphendulile. So asesihamba ngale structure nya kutholakala 2 abadlali kuphela, and then what happens next?
No, ngishilo Fabrice ukuthi ku second phase bangena labanye.
Okay.
Third phase bangena labanye. But njoba ngishilo ukuthi already some of le damage bese ivele yentekile.
Okay, seyendekile damage. Coach kwaba netinye tinkulumo ukuthi ngendeke maybe balethela omunye coach, I think nake kwavela lokho
ukuthi and sake sakuveta ukuthi ema reports in fact ke Fabrice
bathi akadlala ibhola ye Leopard, bathi kune ibhola ye Leopard,
akadlala ibhola ye Leopard, kumele kubuye lo kwa coacha i-Royal Leopard abuye kule team, because we are the style of play so Royal Leopard we understand.
Okay. Now in other words, nangabe na coach lo kwakuva kwamnimata, because nangabe ubanike i-league twice in a row bamixe Africa baya compete not at the highest level but bakhombisa ku compete, then bese kuchamuka ama reports ukuthi vele wena awudlala ibhola yala khaya, kusho ukuthi naye kwamnimata coach at some point.
Ngeke kuhlale Fabrice, I think ku second season yakho nawuta wina i-league, ku third season yakho uwine i-league uphinze ufike ku CAF group stages for the first time ever, umixe leyo team leyo, ngicaba ukuthi uyayithi na uhleli pass uthi yini lenye lekumele ukuthi ngiyende as a coach.
Okay, can we say those are the issues that are affecting the team's performance? They lost against Denver Sundowns, coming back to the business of the day. They lost against Denver Sundowns. The Denver Sundowns nayo stayitsinza kancane from last season nakafika ikhabot the coach Masosha. But are they giving you what you want, Denver Sundowns? Beating Leopard, yes, before we move to the next games, are they giving you what you want, Denver Sundowns?
For Denver Sundowns, Fabrice, the inconsistency kule team. Ngicaba ukuthi naye chairman wale club, the team uyi-leader yebhola, ungu-chairman wa Premier League. Lokho ngidakusho ke Fabrice ngikusho ngingakufihli. Aka-lead by example. Ngokuqala, this club I comply with club licensing. Kwesibili, dinenge tindzaba almost every, you remember ku Momo Cup i-team iqhamuka igcoke Denver Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns, Ubuntu Bota, a team lephethwe ngu-chairman we Premier League of Eswatini. Le bhola sitsini kulabamvu sithi that's a team chairman lekumele ngabe i-computer ka Premier League. No, but these results against yona i-Royal Party ngicaba ukuthi kancane but we are sitting ukuthi every season sawukhuluma tinkinga te Denver Sundowns kanzi diphethwe ngu-chairman wa Premier League.
Sitamshare i-message sithi chairman, the center cannot hold ngoba kunethinkinga vele asikhone kuma kahle ngoba the center cannot hold. Now the mumish of the weekend of course is within these two last game, Green Mamba against Mbabane Highlanders at Galaga Stadium and Mbabane Swallows against Manzini Wanderers, where we're going to use the support of the visuals. Master, Green Mamba against Mbabane Highlanders, we get into the visual, but the inconsistency lekhona na Mbabane Highlanders why not in. We were thinking maybe lendlela bacatha ngayo last season, you would think ukuthi batawungena kule season team bahambele kahle, but maybe would you think khona lokungahambe kahle within the team especially the supporters who are always there. Whatever, if the team is losing or winning, these guys, they love the team.
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi nakhona ngeke ngasho wangibuda
uthini ngalo unqesi ukudisturb uthini ukuhlala ngalana master ngoba nakhona kunebungoti not to them but
bahlale kuphi Fabrice bahlale kuphi
simixela le game ke nangabe staff akabantu ebungotini
simixa kuphi Fabrice kumele ngabe simixa kuphi
so this is okay for you
no it's not okay but the problem is if you start sine abangayikalanga bataya kuphi because Prince of Wales ite ema-stands emhlume kude ema-stands emayaluko kude ema-stands
then make the gameplay another day Friday umfake emavuso this is a big team kuthi ungabadlalisa ukuthi phela kuba abantu beme ku no man's land master
Fabrice
umuntu obukela lokho ngaphandle
I'm not trying to defend but if ukhuluma ubekisa nga Friday ngibani umuntu lotasina kaphuma emsebentini nga 3 noma nga 5 because le game itabe dlala ngabani
6 p.m.
ngibani umuntu lotawukhona
akusiko practical i-transport yokufika kamanzi ifika kalanga for some of them basuke embabana bangavuma ukuthi bayibukele Friday nsambama emavuso sinyabekisa ngihlola ukuthi kuhlala kunjalo but master kunenge because
mina lengisebenza inhlangano
kunenge because kuneliswati lihlala America lagcina kubukela ibhola kangwani maybe 2010 cabanga ukuthi Highlanders nyesecala kuma idlala kuma regions nawubukela lethi thombe lethi do you understand where I'm coming from
no Fabrice I agree 100%
true
lokho akusiso sithombe lesihle lokusifakela ibhola yethu but liqiniso lithi site ema stadiums
okay
site ema stadiums not unless Fabrice kuqhamuke the corporates qhamuke government qhamuke football association this le training center le ye football association le fundwe ngeFIFA under the goal project so if bangaqhamuka babambise football association bathi okay imtamo ya FIFA sesiyibonile through football association let's build ema stands for ema fans ukuthi atawukhona accommodate
all right on the day surprise package of course Green Mamba should I say really surprise package because they have started the season very well Nobogale game itself some of the key players and of course the likes of Bongosi being on the day in the field to you bokatseni kula ma teams lang too
Fabrice ngibuka the players more especially Manyovu una pace Manyovu he can dribble but unema moments akhe if Manyovu can make decisions kahle awathole kahle he can be one of my best players in the land but some of my decisions la wentako nakane bhola amletha down Musa Dlamini playing against it's very difficult Fabrice ukudlala against your former team Musa Dlamini he's been with the Green Mamba for a while
top scorer at some point when they won the league
yes
2018-19
20 years why winner with the Green Mamba wathola I top scorer so ngicabanga si ku difficult kakhulu for yena but even naskali as kudlala I first game against Imbaban Highlanders last season uyisitile ukuthi I qualify iAfrica ngicabanga sibekutaba lukhuni but ke nawubuka ke Fabrice the two teams because yona iGreen Mamba bebete injabulo yabona iHighlanders beyite empendulo Thomo in the midfield so the changes lebekumele ukuthi awende yena board coaches ngicabanga bekakhi kakhulu including bona boskal because I combination ye team awuyakhi within a week tsinga ukuthi nakhona ube na plan A na plan B
Now, what it did was, of course, for both sides, being Babane Highlanders and Green Mamba in front of their supporters. But do they have still that, quick football build-up, the Babane Highlanders team? Now, look at the way, in this moment, they try to, break the Green Mamba defense.
For President Kabaguti, now buka the first chances, chance ekala le ayithola Babane Highlanders, even the second chance le ayithola Babane Highlanders. I think Musa kancane so ba slow. If Musa nanguya wakumbabane Swallows before I Green Mamba, if Musa early days go Green Mamba, that ball just or maybe loko kutawudzinga ema world class players ukuthi le bhola ayiphekeletele iye kufa post or just hold the ball umiyekele le defender because already iyahamba ubuyela ngemuva bese uyakhela otherwise I Green Mamba ngicabanga ukuthi second half now uyibuka the way lebeyidlala ngayo ngiyayithanda indlela coach Enes Mavuso yakhe ngayo le team iGreen Mamba because le combination yema short passes, look at the short passes, then bese soshintsha emagiya uthi coach yena personally uyayithanda ibhola ephaselana. This is how philosophy ya coach Enes Mavuso lo. Uyabona short passes, then one key pass, a long pass. Akusiyo ukuthi beka clearisha lapha Makonase. No, it was a long pass. And le long pass uthi Njabulo ngala ka right. Ufuna I cross ekuqala akayitholi. But uyabona ukuthi dincane inombolo ekhathe boxini.
Scoring against your former team, he didn't celebrate. You would expect that. Now Mbuga scored and David Enza Shenga let go.
Yes, ngicabanga ukuthi Fabrice against your former team always kuhlale kulukhuni. But ngifuna ukukhuluma ngale combination of ema components.
Yes.
A good football. The short passes, then one key moment, long pass. And uma kayithola ngala ka right, this is the long pass lengikhuluma ngayo Makonase. Yes, that long pass uyayifaka iyafika. And ke Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi ema players lamanengi if bekungilinye iplayer labe itavele ithi cross ngalesa sikhathi, but wabona ukuthi okay Skhale usekhathe boxing and bammakele Skhale had to make a move. And Njabulo if bekungilomnye umdlali bekade awushaya Njabulo lapha, but look at Skhale, so yeke le defender yangena ekhathi yahamba watsalela yena le ngenhla le. Beautiful pass from Njabulo Twala. Yeah, what an assist. Beautiful goal, composure yena Skhale.
Twala on his day he can be one of the good assist in terms of assisting a player to ensure
he's a complete striker. Fabrice.
He's a complete striker. Finish, at some point you would want to take the chance Utushel goal, but he managed to give him that chance. That's one note. But were you surprised? Now buga the goal, now buga the build up. Were you surprised? What's about when we found Sanjani game a Green Mamba against Babani Highlanders? The football you talked about. Were you surprised?
No, Fabrice, I'm not surprised because now buga the way now le midfield holding midfield begna Keto Convo celeni kwakhe kunamxolisi then la ngaphambili kwabo kuna Njabulo Twala kuna Javi kuna Njabulo lomunye ngala then kuna Skhale. Ngicabanga ukuthi now ibuka le all the midfield and plus the forwards, ngicabanga ukuthi uyabona ukuthi those players can play. Mkhonto Keto yena uyema agatse ingodi agatse interceptor every play yembabana Highlanders, but lalabanye ukhuluma ngaJavi ngale uyakunika ipace uyakunika ama passes, ukhuluma ngaNjabulo la khathi ku number 10 kude la ngakwendi Njabulo uyawathatha ama shots uyakhona kufunza igame, uyakhona understand ema runs ema players, then you have Skhale complete striker runs akhe everything. Ngicabanga ukuthi so ngicabanga ukuthi kancane remember bekangekho Njabulo D40 kule midfield.
Imagine if he was there, things maybe could have been worse. Now let's look at the second goal on the day, because Green Mamba did not only score that goal only, they managed to come back into the game. These are the long passes you talked about.
Exactly. I'm happy.
Oof, what a finish.
I'm happy, Fabrice. If ubona ukuthi Njabulo nguye lo wende that long pass le kuSkhale ekhathe boxing, and Skhale ngeke understand ukuthi okay ngiku awkward angle ngayizama inhlanhla ngeke uzumsole futhi because is one of those strikers lanenhlanhla yemagol. Ubonile ukuthi already two players ammakile la khathe boxing because vele Njabulo outside the 18 area uyabona ukuthi okay Skhale uyakhona controller Skhale and
the defense master Highlander defense is all over.
Two players azama kumaka Skhale bayakhohlwa ukuthi ngala kunamxolisi. And ke Fabrice ngifuna kuyenda le point ngibuke ngale imbabane Highlanders, they missed Mpendulo Thomo lo dlale cishe kahle kakhulu asuka ku Morning Pirates eta kumbabane Highlanders.
Yes.
And kule game le bacalisa Rio I personally think that was the bad decision from yena coach when Mbabane Highlanders, because look, i-position yakhe nje Rio le kumele ngabe uhamba
Coming back, he's late
late
to
is
return.
late. Physical fitness ngicabanga ukuthi
Iyamshaya still
yamshaya
nanyana.
and
sitacubeka ukuthi he's still to grow, he's young, he's still to grow. Nini?
uyabona
Yeah.
so ngicabanga ukuthi bad decision from coach DU Makhanya. Ganzi ukhona phela sticker ebenchini. I personally think yes, ngihlale ngisho ukuthi sticker is not a number 6, but kule game lemfake because sticker utakunika one thing Feb, i-aggression. Yes, unayo Rio, but physically fit, kuba fit physically. I think even match fitness ayikho ku Rio. That was a bit, and kufakazela lokho ke Fabrice just before second half wamkhokha yena Rio because abengekho egamini.
A good kid as well, Nsabansaba. When he's on his day, he can be one of good players.
On his day, Fabrice,
Yes.
ngicabanga ukuthi and yaqala ke imbabana Highlanders lapho seyiyaqala iyadlala iyawathola ema chances kancane kancane. Half time 1-0 and sorry 2-0. And ngicabanga ukuthi njoba ngisho ukuthi the decisions lendiwa nguye coach, even the forwards, because kuma forwards bekuna Moloto, kuna Machacha, kuna Musa, sekuna Manyovu. And sikhumbula ukuthi Philane Mkhondvo solo akekho.
Yeah, still injured.
Lo dlalisa le team. Then how do you deal with a defense ye Green Mamba? Le very stubborn if udlala against bona. Yes, Manyovu ukhona. Play between Machacha and Moloto,
yes.
one umbeka ngalaka left, one umbeka ku central because utelo number 10 lo njenga Philane Mkhondvo. Then emva kwabo ukhona Beren phela lo tawudlalisa le team banandzaba. Then we have Manyovu ngale. Le team ungalweli kujaka kufaka ema cross ekhase boxing because angeke uze uyidominate I defense ye Green Mamba kuma aerial balls ngala ma strikers lo nawo.
Wow. What a day it was then for Green Mamba, and of course the likes of Mthunzi on a high pace. When you talk about the pace, you have to talk about what he's capable of doing in the field of play, even though that shot was not on target. But the experience is
wrong technique.
Wrong technique.
Yes, wrong technique, because if I think the run a good run and nalokuthi abese so buya la ngemva kancane, then awuyishayi with full laces, just uyayikhela ibhola le kanje.
Beautiful stuff. Now, do they have what it takes to win the league, Master? I know we've talked about young Buffaloes and everything. Can they challenge for the title, this Green Mamba team? If you look at how they attacking numbers, they responding numbers, a beautiful, change of game by Manyovu, but it was too long for Moloto. He couldn't get it on time, Moloto. Can they give you what they want this season? Can they fight for the title? Can they win the title, this Green Mamba?
Fabrice, ubuka every department ye Green Mamba this season. Bayoyindile ema additions ku defense ya Mthunzi, former captain weMonin Pirates neManzini Wanderers. And usenaye Makonase. Lo sabe with the team sikhathi lesithe. Bad decision from yena Sikhali. Bad decision. Yes. Every department now ibuka ine experience inema good players. I-defense engikhulumile ngayo kunamakonase and bam-edile yena Mthunzi. Then i-midfield ngikhulumile nge-midfield ukuthi ukhona Khetho Khetho Mkhondvo, ukhona Njabulo, ukhona Mxolisi the captain. Then kuna number 10 unaye Njabulo Thwala. Then unabo bojavi nokhuluma ngama forwards usenaye eBhani ebenchini unaye Sikhali. So ngicabanga ukuthi this team NS Mavuso this season ukhonile ukuthi aqale kahle nayo le team phasi pre-season abanayo team wawathola some of ama players labekawatsinga. This is how Mbabane Highlanders bekumele ukuthi ngabe yadlala Fabrice
the whole game.
Yes. Ithola if Green Mamba committed inombolo,
was there a penalty?
No.
Asespinze phela masa sibuka usisho.
No.
Let's get the VAR once again here on Eswatini TV.
Yeah.
Was this a penalty against Manyov? To you.
Ngicabanga ukuthi bekungiyo and bekunama breaks lamanenge Fabrice ku on the day because water breaks water breaks because ilanga belishisa kakhulu but the incident lokhuluma ngayo I don't think it was a penalty.
I'm thinking we're waiting for the moment because I want us to make a judgment, not to say Siamsora Rafael. Nang Moloto delivers a cross. Look at, can you hold here? Oof. Did he get the ball, master?
Yeah.
Can you go back a bit?
I think Makonase uthole ibhola. I think uthole ibhola Makonase, yes.
Can we back a bit? Can we just go back a bit? Go back a bit. Yes. Yes, once again. Yes, once again. Yes, once again. Let's go back again. Let's go back again.
So singaphandle ke
Okay.
Fabrice, yes.
Yes.
But
Let's go back. I
otherwise-
want us to look at to timing the contact. Once again, go front. There was contact here. Did he get the ball? I don't know. It's a tricky one to judge, but because if he gets the ball, master, bungafanele ukuthi kubuyelela ngemove. Shothi the reason why it's so la ngokuthi bebanjwe nguManyov.
But Fabrice, I don't think
It's a soft one.
I'm one person who doesn't believe kuma soft ukuthi kukhona involved kuthiwa soft penalty. I believe, but with that one, I think good I contact Makonase la indako lenganani kuManyov.
Kuze ukuthi abe cut.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But we've talked about Green Mamba, we've talked about their positives and what. Highlander, short time, master, before we leave this game.
Fabrice, it's a nayiqala season. Ngakhuluma ngathi they need a number 6. Play personally, I feel like it's so unfortunate ukuthi kule game le bekangekho Mpendulo Thoma. Mpendulo Thoma as a number 6. Sticker Nzaba as a number 8. Bereng as number 10.
10, yes.
Then Philani Mkhonvo nakabuya mdlalise that number 10 lotaqhamuka from the wing. Yabona. If iMclefield yembabana Highlanders ingendeka kanjalo, ingadlala kanjalo, I believe they can be deadly.
All right. Now, after that result, of course, on the day where Green Mamba managed to get 3 goals on the day, the two coaches, of course, had to express, what a chance for Scully, but Maloto had to come into,
Look at how Green Mamba Fabrice the long passes lenkhuluma ngayo the switch the way they switch play bayithatha ibhola bayisuse ngala from the left wing bayise ngale ku right wing then bayifake ekhasa boxini. Beautiful play.
Now, a lot was noted during this game, and the two coaches, being Ernest Mavuso of Green Mamba and also the Bawane Highlanders coach, you also had to highlight what was wrong on the day. Let's listen to the two coaches after that encounter at the Galanga Stadium in Stake.
Yeah, ngicabanga ukuthi akusiyo very game lesiyidlale kahle le. It's first half we didn't come to the party. Defending asikabi kahle, offensive asikabi kahle. In fact nje the first half asikake sayidlala kahle. Ngathi nje I mean first half is the worst first half sike sayidlala. In Highlanders life. Going forward, second half we regroup, we start circulating the ball. That is why we are a better team in the second half. Although we failed to score with those chances, those few chances we get. So otherwise, it's a lot of positive from the from the second half. See, group here. Sa defending sabane structure isikahle, offensive we share the ball, circulating the ball, and sifika kuma kundeya half we created a few chances but nje saba unlucky to score.
All right, thank you coach.
Siyabonga.
Yeah,
Besiprepare along those lines. Sekuthi nje ngalenye ilanga nike niprepare kahle kungahambi kahle niprepare kahle kuhambe kahle. No lamhla kusifavile. The way besifise kudlala ngayo nge-first half icishe yahlangana and yasiniketa the results ngoba ngalenye ilanga you create chances but angangeni. But lamhla no we were able to convert. This performance second half it was the direct opposite yale besikade sikhulumile. Angade ngicabanga ukuthi kusheshe kwaseklisha emqondweni nabo ukuthi they are leading, yet we should have taken the second half from a clean slate. Kukabi sidlale kabi second half yethu sidlale kabi. Angisi happy ngayo but nje overall performance yeah we're okay. Kusadinga silungise ngingete ngathi mhlawumbe kunema editions estar wenda yini lokho kutaba sevumeni kwemdali, otherwise probably a holding midfield just to relieve the pressure from laba lesinabo badlali because iyinzele season the squad is set yes kule holding position asiko site that quality lesitsinga kahle but siyashota sishota somebody lengathini now move Keto out of that position kusala kune void sithi ngakufala that void because nakangaphiki indirect maslimata so we need a player in that position nangiyibuka le team mine bese ke maybe an additional player center back with a little bit of some experience because we have experience in Bomakones but malanga yahamba akakameli muntu so we need somebody who can take over. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Now, Manzini came to a standstill when one of the biggest games also was played over the weekend between Manzini Wanderers, the Hub Giants of the city, home against Mbabane Swallows. The master, a game that had memories behind it. Now, a moment of silence for the entire league was observed, but mostly for this game, it was special. We get into the game by looking at some of the things, but they had to honor former team chairman, Mr. Victor Gameze. May his soul rest in peace. And of course, message was conveyed, on the 14th of January 2018. That's when he passed away. Namutla, that day, 5 years later, they had to observe that silence. It meant that we're also close to in person.
Fabrice, may his soul forever rest in peace. Mr. Victor Maradona Gameze. I still remember the game, the day, the 14. Kupimbitfane 2018 bebadlala neManzini Wanderers ngwenyama cup quarter finals yawina iMbabane Swallows 5 years later badlala neManzini Wanderers league first game of the year eMavuso Sport Center this time around qala bekuka somhlolo ngicabanga ukuthi onke lama games bakhonile ukuthi ba yena Mr. Gameze bamhloniphe that moment of silence inhlangano yabakhona between iManzini Seabirds na Young Buffaloes cishe onke lama games and iMbabane Swallows on the day but ke Fabrice sesibuya khona egemini
this strike, yes, what do you make there?
Muthanda, I think Fabrice if igame yakhe yakhaliphi yekuqala ku-league this year akuMbabane Swallows since unveilwa as the new head coach wayo since bawendile lama changes yona iMbabane Swallows I think unayo ipace Thanda and nawubuka the way lebe badlala ngayo Felix bekabalenzela kancane bomthanda banasandile then kuna Nhlanhla Ngwenya then in midfield they missed Banele Skhonza due to suspension. Yes bekangekho kule game le but ngicabanga le pace yamthanda this goal nje beyitshengisa kona ukuthi i-defense yeManzini Wanderers behle itholakala out of a position then Muthanda wakapitalizer and kule midfield nawubuka ukuthi Leon Manyisa wadlala I think he had a fair game on the day yena Leon Manyisa bana Kapia woman he's that player lo mdzingako yes usengafiki ku level ngicabanga ukuthi mina angafika kuyo Kapia Mohammed usengafiki kuleyo level leyo but personally I think is one of my best players ku midfield ye-Swallows.
Beautiful stuff. And they opened the score as early as within 10 minutes of the game. Wanderers, couple of chances in front of their, noisy supporters. Trying luck, but things were not okay. And maybe to highlight a bit, Ngomishi back also in the goalkeeping, stage, after some time. But now Caleb is here. We saw a couple of changes. But Wanderers, as much as they don't give you that threatening encounters, but they are both play. Are you happy?
More special, there's a young boy by the name of Gudas. I think that young boy, if angahlala abe focused for Chris, trust me, angaba one of my best players la khona ku league. Gudas waka Dlamini. And nawubuka iManzini Wanderers, yes, this season since afikile eMlamuli Mlaba, yes, bamdlalisa ku center back.
Yes.
I remember ngimbona as a young boy adlala kumbelebele, adlala as a center back. I think he's calm and now
so that is his happy place.
Yes. Now ufuna kuqala iplay from i-defense. Beka yena, then ukona Sihle Mkonda ukhona, he's been with Manzini Wanderers who right center back. Then lephambili bokoko, yes, but awathola ama chances, but if le team yakho uyakhile from the back, I think ngaleyo ndlela leyo kancane, but kuleli goal la Felix ngiyakhala kakhulu, more especially Sihle, because mina ngimathi Sihle
fighting spirit.
That fighting spirit akhona kumaka ekhase boxing, but Felix free header inside the box,
free header. I mean, he's just standing, the ball finds him on
free
the head.
Free header Fabrice ganzi the cross as soon as nayiqhamuka imkhanza out of position yena Sihle Mlamuli namuya mlaba ngale ngenhlangala, the distance between the two center backs yinkulu kakhulu kanzi akukameli ukuthi le distance between the two ibe inkulu kangaka. Hence ubona the right back seyizama kusonzela ito cover, because seyiyabona ukuthi le gap between Mlaba and Sihle seyinkulu kakhulu. Ngicabanga ukuthi le shape the defense, if bangakhona ukuthi ba understand ukuthi the meters between mina and nalokuthi nawuphumile wena as the left center back, mina ngiyasala angihambi nami ngihlale ngikhuluma ngezigzag defending Fabrice. If vele utawenda that straight line, most of the time it's high likely ukuthi babhitha wena sebangibhithile nami, kanzi nangabe ungenile wena kancane mina ngiyasala. As much as simele avoid the offside trap, but kuthi offside trap kuthi i-offside ku cross le kanje ngaleya. So ngicabanga ukuthi once bathola le ndlela leyo yekuthi the defenders aphuma nini, bani uyamaka nangabe kuta i-cross itaka right umaka bani ekhase boxing, the roles and duties defenders kumele ukuthi bawo apply.
Now, let's look at day 11 table. Now, teams are standing so far with the Young Buffaloes leading the way with 25 points within 11 games so far. And it means they have only actually managed to draw 4 games. They are yet to lose a game. Now, my confusion also, maybe you look at Green Mamba, yes, 22. You have to look at Nsinyas in Hotspurs. They are 19 points. I think that was a mistake, Master. They have played 10 games.
Yes, 10 games.
10 games.
Yeah.
So you can imagine if they are to win their game in hand against Tambuti, number 13, they can get 22 points as well. So,
yes,
yeah. So yeah, you have to look at, I think, for Highlanders and Swallows, where they're positioned 3-4, it's still in the season to say. But I think the biggest shock, Master, is the team at the bottom, Wanderers. 5 points in 11 games.
Yes, Fabrice, because say you go first round carrot, the 100,000. If Young Buffaloes win against Zimbabwean Highlanders next game, then banesandla sinye the first round carrot.
Now Tambuti have got 5 points as well. Awungisithe kancane mas. What's going on? Bukalama wins ku Tambuti, 1 win, draw 2-2, and then loss 7-8. They've got 5 points. So Tambuti ahead because I got Karepasi many times as Wanderers did. Bugat mathematically.
Fabrice ngicabanga ukuthi
and I think Baba shy.
Yes.
Tambuthi yashaye Wanderers.
But
Bake badlali, yes.
ngicabanga at the moment lama goal, but we know ukuthi the final lo mthetho onyaka khuluma head to head.
Head to head.
Yes, sisebenzisa lo wase Spain.
Okay.
Kula liga sentshitwa head to head.
Not more goal difference.
No goal difference has 70 guy.
All right, it was beautiful being with you, Dlamini. What an
Seliphelile
entertaining
hour,
show. Eh?
Pelile.
Kuphelile man. Ngiyabona usafuna kubalani but hayi man. Sebasicela. Kunetinye izinto ufuna tingeni. Now, bekuhle kuba nawe master. Ngicabanga ukuthi football, you live sports, you eat sports, you digest sports. Kukuwe master.
Kakhulu Fabrice, ngicabanga ukuthi emalwel viewers, if ingosi ivuma, if tinvo tivuma kahle, sifisile Fabrice, like I understand the pain emalwel viewers, but if tinvo tonke tivuma, stabanike ema highlights ema games.
Beautiful stuff. 11 years since he joined this institution. I can tell you what, he's one of the best analysts the country can offer since he started doing what he called sports analyzing and having the passion for it. Thursday is live here for Temidlalo, so don't miss him on this show. Temidlalo, 9 p.m. is going to be here in my company. We'll touch on other sporting causes. Otherwise, for me, the entire crew and the entire Eswatini Television Authority, Sifara Kamnanza.